Hey guys, so today we're going to be creating some cover art. I'm just going to be creating the front cover since mainly music is kind of streamed nowadays, so it's mostly just kind of the front cover that you'd see on like Spotify or something like that. If you want, you can make the back part, but just for this, it's going to be just the front part. Now, cover art can essentially be almost anything. Like, it can be a photograph, it can be typography, it could be both, it could be illustrations, it could be digital design. It's really expanded into almost every field, so it varies and it's really just kind of what you want. But for this, I'm going to be showing you basically photography mixed with some typography, and then we're going to be putting a little bit of texture and stylization onto the photographs and the typography. And we're also going to be using some blending modes here. You can always just switch between blending modes to see how things look. I find you can get a variety of different looks from this. So generally when it comes to a cover art, what we're going to focus on here is a visual, the title of the album or song, and then the artist name. So kind of those three key things I would say you would want to make or mix into a cover album. But some people don't even use that. Some people just use a single picture. It really depends on what you want. Okay, so let's create this. So first let's go ahead and open up the image. Okay, so we have our image here. I will reset it back to the default and we'll walk through it. So for the balance, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And then for the tint, I'm going to add a little bit more. It's looking good. I'm going to bring down the contrast. And then bring the shadows up and the whites up just a little bit. And the blacks I will bring, actually I'll bring these down. So that's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna dehaze it a little bit. Maybe more actually. And turn down the clarity just a little bit. And then going into the color mixer here. The only thing I'm gonna change is just the blues a little bit. Bring up the luminance, but bring down the saturation just a little bit. And also bring down the red. And then other than that, I'm going to, okay, so profile corrections is already on. If you did take a raw photo, make sure you use profile corrections. Okay, so let's go ahead and open that up. And the first thing we're going to want to do, I'm going to put make a mask around my friend here. So hitting P to bring up the pen tool. I could probably use the magnetic tool, or actually, yeah, let's use the magnetic tool. So just clicking and holding and then drawing along the line, it will find the edge for you. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this selection tool just to get this bottom part here. Okay, so the selection tool worked fairly well there. Once you have your selection, we can go ahead and right click and via copy. And then let's unlock this bottom layer and duplicate it. And let's try zooming out. Okay, so I like the color dodge there. It just kind of lightens up these lights a little bit. And let's go ahead and select this layer. We're going to inverse it and then add a bit of feathering to that. Oops, we're going to undo that. Select the top layer there. And there we go. And then let's go ahead and crop this to a square. So I'm just going to make sure that the red gets out of it. And I'm going to crop, I think, around his eye line with this top rule of thirds. And then center it. So I think that's looking pretty good. So this will be our CD cover size. Okay, so let's